Next team, the Atlanta Falcons. Now I'll go first on this team. I'll actually go first on the next two teams because I'm passionate about these, 7-10 last season, mostly due to Matt Ryan's great quarterback play.
And Arthur Smith.
26th ranked offense, 29th ranked defense last year. Offensively, 16th in passing yards. Matt Ryan, that's what he does for you.
Average.
With no weapons.
16th.
With no weapons, he gets you at least to average.
Kyle Pitts is generational.
31st in terms of rushing yards. No run game to speak of.
Cordero Patterson? Come on.
No run game to speak of.
Mike Davis?
Defensively, 18th against the pass and 27th against the run.
AJ Terrell, baby.
Sounds like Matt Ryan's numbers.
Now, for me, like last year, 7 wins for them. They overachieved. They're not that team. They beat the Giants, Jets, Dolphins, Saints, Jaguars, Panthers, Lions. A lot of teams that aren't very good, and their additions, Marcus Mariota, Drake London, Rashaan Evans, Lorenzo Carter, Casey Hayward. But ultimately, their biggest loss is Matt Ryan. Like, Matt Ryan is such a great quarterback, and Atlanta Falcons fans, I know, appreciate Matt Ryan, which they should. I think every smart football fan should appreciate Matt Ryan.
Why'd you look at me like that?
Matt Ryan last year, 5th in accuracy from a clean pocket, although he never really had it. Last season, Matt Ryan had the 32nd lowest protection rate. He was 11th or better in accuracy rating, true completion percentage, deep ball percentage, pressure completion percentage, and play action percentage. He had the 15th best passer rating, true passer rating in the league, while having the 7th most drops in football. Top 10 in nearly every accuracy rating. Matt Ryan, Matty Ice. Now he's going to go to Indianapolis and be great. But for Atlanta, this is bad news because they thought they were going to get Deshaun Watson. They didn't end up getting him. And I see them going 3-14 this upcoming season. The only 3 wins are against Seattle, Carolina, and Chicago. And I had Carolina as a win just to be generous with the split, but really their schedule is gruesome. You face the Rams, Tampa Bay twice, Cincinnati, the Chargers. Washington is not going to be a pushover. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Arizona. The Falcons are one of the worst teams in the NFL. And I don't feel like Falcons fans should want to be good because if you are bad enough, you can draft Bryce Young, who, with a young core of Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bryce Young, improving the offensive line.
That's fun.
That's a really fun, exciting team to watch for the future. I don't think Mariota's the answer. I don't think Desmond Ridder is good enough to be a franchise quarterback. This, to me, is a tanking season to get a franchise quarterback in a draft, that be it Bryce Young.
I just looked up synonyms of great. Elite's one of them. Moving on.
Because you're the king of semantics. Super ironic that you say such a thing.
Just Google,
bro. Am I wrong?
Just Google.
Am I wrong?
I'm just saying what Google says.
All right, so next time I call someone elite and you tell me they're good.
Well,
they're
that's
great.
different. Good is different than elite.
All right, is good a synonym of great?
Yeah, but now you're going ABC.
But that's what I'm asking. So good's a synonym of great. So if I call someone great and you tell me they're good, that's what I'm wondering.
Damn, he
very,
got your
very
ass.
good. Very good is a synonym of great.
He got your ass.
I don't know. Like
He got my ass or I got his?
No, you got his ass.
Very good is a synonym.
Can you stop?
It's literally says very
All right,
good.
go ahead. Give your Falcons take.
My Falcons.
Those are 2 words though.
You know what? No, forget you. I'm actually going to give my
Be my
Falcons
guest,
take.
bro.
I actually almost gave them 0 wins.
That would be insane.
I really almost did. This roster is shockingly bad. Reason why I decided to give them a couple wins is because you know what? In a division, you're bound to get one. Not many teams go defeated. And I don't think the Falcons are going to be one of those. I think that you can pick up a W against Carolina. You can pick up a W against, Chicago. But just looking at this team on the offensive side of the ball, a lot of faith's getting put into Marcus Mariota. And Marcus Mariota has to get back to his Tennessee days, the 1 to 2 seasons where people were high on Marcus Mariota. That's what he has to deliver to the Falcons.
Walker was elite, all I'm saying.
He was mad good. But that's what Marcus Mariota has to deliver to the Falcons for them to be that 7-10 team that they were last season. And that's by the grace of God, truthfully. Drake London is going to be fantastic, very exciting. You mentioned it. You are bad this season if you're the Atlanta Falcons. Don't bash me. If you're bad, the Atlanta Falcons, you get Bryce Young. I'm having a whole different conversation on the Atlanta Falcons come next season because Bryce Young is an exciting prospect. To pair that with Drake London and Kyle Pitts, who you mentioned is generational.
And maybe you could get Bijan on top of the second next year. Now you have a really fun offense.
Bijan makes this intriguing. The offensive line needs to get a whole lot better before we start getting going on that talk.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, he'll be great.
but
with
Bryce
that
Young is a great start to that to this mess right now that they have. But right now, it's a good mess where you're a quarterback away from having your offense be somewhat relevant. You have the weapons, Drake London and Kyle Pitts. But overall, this team is just not that great at all. But I do ultimately have them going 2-15.
Yeah, I have them going 3-14. You have to be excited for a few pieces. AJ Terrell was one of the best corners in the league last year, and Casey Hayward, although he's older and he's not a franchise piece, he was one of the best corners as well last season. So, you know, in terms of cornerback duos, if that gets you happy, I think you have one of the best cornerback duos in the league. Unfortunately, the rest of the team isn't that great. I think we're all excited about Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Those are two big body receivers that Mariota's not the most accurate. He's not the best quarterback, but if you put it in the general vicinity of both of these guys, Drake London at 6'4", Kyle Pitts at 6'6", they're going to be able to make things happen. But outside of that, it's a pretty bad roster. You mentioned how terrible the offensive line was. They have no real rushing attack. If Cordero Patterson is your lead back, lost Russell Gage as well. And defensively, they're not good too. So I think overall, it's gonna be a wash year for the Falcons, 3-14. But you'll be in that conversation for a top 3 draft pick. You get a Bryce Young or Stroud or Will Levis, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you know,
Levi's,
yeah. So you'll be in the conversation for one of those top quarterbacks next year. And then, you know, if you do get a Bijan, which is kind of what the Jets did just a year later, got their running backs, what the Jaguars did, got Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne in one season to really try to, you know, rejuvenate that offense. Who knows what it looked like if Etienne was there last season. But unfortunately for Falcons fans, they overachieved last year, significantly downgrading that quarterback this year. So you're going from 7 wins to now 3-14 is my...
You're being nice.
Yeah.
You're being nice.
Yeah, originally, like, I went through it, I was like, this is bad.
This schedule is...
And they didn't know. The NFL didn't do them right with the schedule.
No.
The NFL didn't do them right.
AJ Terrell, Deion Jones, Grady Jarrett. That's it.
Casey Hayward.
Throw some respect on his name for sure. That's
Casey
it.
was solid.
That's it.
Lorenzo Carter.
I guess.
At that point, it's like